Razia Dirani is most famously known as the founder of the Alamdar Group, a tour company that takes pilgrims to perform the ziyarah of our holy Imams. She is a nurse by profession and has used her skills to help the underprivileged of Iraq to the best of her capabilities. When she was cured of an illness after visiting the shrine of Imam Hussain, she made a promise to take people to visit his shrine and has never looked back. This is how her journey began.
I had a tumor removed from my back in 1987 and it was malignant. After I recuperated, I decided I want to go to Karbala. I had very hard time to persuade my husband that I want to go. He says, okay, finally allowed me to go. I didn't know any word of Arabic. I took a plane from Toronto to LaGuardia, from LaGuardia to JFK. I took Royal Jordanian and went to Amman. From there, I took a taxi and went to Baghdad. I could not even speak one word of Arabic. While I was in Baghdad, I took a taxi and went to Imam Ali. I stayed 4 nights with Imam Ali. Then I came to Karbala. My destination was supposed to be Karbala. When I went to Karbala, the harams of Imam Ali was empty. I stood on the stone, the red stone, where Imam Hussein's head was kept. And I kept on praying and asking Imam Hussain to give me my health. If I'll have my health, I'll bring his zawars. At that time, I was taking about 30 tablets a day. Alhamdulillah, since then, I'm not taking any more medication and I'm feeling much better. I came back and I decided that I want to take groups of people to Iraq. When I was talking with Imam Hussain, I knew deep down that he will never send me empty-handed. And I told Allah and Imam Hussain that if you give me my health, I'll bring the zawars for Imam Hussain. And Alhamdulillah, I did quite well. So I decided to take the groups to Iraq. I had only 3 zawars with me and we did the same journey. When we reached Najaf, we were in the haram of Imam Ali. There was no partition. Sheikh Kashif al-Ghatai comes to me and he says, do you speak English? And I said, yes, I do. So he says, why don't you come to my foundation and I'll show you the Quran of Imam Ali. So we 4 of us, we went to Kashif al-Ghatai foundation. He showed us the Quran, which was given to Imam Ali by one of the king. And he explained to me that there are so many poor people, they don't have enough food. If he could help them to deliver the food. Alhamdulillah, we managed to get the food and we rented a truck and literally we carried on our back bags of rice and sugar and flour and delivered it to all the people around Najaf. And Kashif al-Ghatai introduced me to so many people that they needed help and there were so many orphans asking for money. And so I decided that my job is to take the zawars as well as to help the orphans in Najaf as well as in Karbala. Alhamdulillah, that was the support from all the zawars of Alamdar group. I always tell the zawars of Imam Hussain, you will never come empty-handed. One day I was sitting and I received a call from Calgary. This lady who lived in Fiji Islands, she had friends who were Hindus, they were Shias, and they taught her how to recite Nandi Alun. She was Hindu. So she kept on reciting Nandi Alun when she got married to a Sunni person in Calgary. She had 4 children and she phoned me and she said she wants to go to Najaf to see Imam Ali because she was reciting Nandi Alun. She had dreamed of Imam Ali for 3 nights and she knew something was going on. She phoned Iraqi embassy and Iraqi embassy asked them to approach me. She came with me for Ashura in Najaf. Any converts, any person new in religion, I keep them in my room and I try my best to help them out. When we were walking to the haram of Imam Ali, she would tell me, look at those ladies sitting outside with their heads covered. I could not see, but she could see. During the time, we were getting haram of Imam Ali because they used to close at 9 o'clock. So we would sit inside the haram and do majlis. This lady, somehow she had brought an English Quran, which I didn't know. She knew where the head of Imam Ali was, and she went and stood up and started reciting something. All of a sudden, the light started blinking in the haram of Imam Ali. The Khadim comes to me and he says, "What is she doing near the head of Imam Ali?" So I go and ask Sarita. I said, "What are you doing?" She's telling me, "I was told to recite Surah Baqarah near the head of Imam Ali." So that was something I never knew, and she kept on reciting Surah Baqarah, and the lights kept on blinking like anything. Everybody was so scared, but when she finished, it was something different. You felt as if you were connected with Imam Ali. So when we went to Karbala, she wasn't that close to Imam Hussain. So finally the day came when we had to go to the airport, and I gave everybody their passports. So when we said, let's go to the immigration, she says, "I don't have my passport." So I said, "What did you do with your passport?" She says, "I've thrown away my passport. I don't want to go back." So I talked to the agent and I said, "Look, she has thrown away her passport and she doesn't want to go back." And the agent told me that if she stays here, Saddam will kill her. So I said, "What should we do?" He says, "The only alternative I have, there had been an Iranian death in another group, and we have the passport, if we can take her out of Iraq." We said, "Okay, fine." So we gave $200 in the passport. The immigration officer stamped the passport, and we took her to Damascus. When we reached Damascus, we gave the money, and she came out. And then she went to the Hawza in Damascus for 3 months. Then her husband got her a new passport. He came to pick her up. 2 years ago, she phones me, and she's asking me, "Are you still a Shia?" I said, "Why do you ask?" She said, "I don't think so. You are Shia. I'm Shia." I said, "Really?" She says, "Yeah. I went to Afghanistan and I took my children and we stayed in Imam Ali's mosque for 1 month." So her faith is the faith became very strong for her, and she really, really loves Imam Ali. I had a dumb and deaf and a child of 9 years old. She could not even walk. The mother was telling me she sleeps in the crib. She would scream in the bus, and everybody really felt sorry for her. So we took her to the haram of Imam Hussain, and I told the Khadim, I said, "This is the story." So they took her and make her stood near the head of Imam Hussain. And all of a sudden, she screamed and she says, "Ya Allah." And everybody started looking at her, and she started walking. The whole haram was crying when they saw this girl walking and saying, "Ya Allah, Ya Allah." And that touched everybody's heart. And as I said, that you'll never come empty-handed from Imam Hussain. And the mother had that wish that she would not go back empty-handed. Alhamdulillah, she got her legs and she could talk now. Alhamdulillah, I have seen so many miracles in the haram of Imam Hussain. And from my group, I've seen so many people got cured. Somebody got their eyesight back. Some people got their legs back. Some cancer people have survived. These are the miracles of Imam Hussain, and nobody would come empty-handed from Imam Hussain. I always wanted to be a Khadim of Imam Hussain. I requested them that I want to be a Khadim, and they made me a Khadim of Imam Hussein's haram. And I told them I would like to stand near the head of Imam Hussain. I would let other ladies, when they came, I would never push them. I would take the children and make them hug the grill of Imam Hussain. And you see so many people, and they all have a wish. They want to be there, closer to Imam Hussain. And some of the ladies, when they talk, you will feel that how unhappy they are. And they have hope that Imam Hussain will get the difficulties away. The reason why I go 7-8 times a year is for the orphans of Karbala. That's my life. I like to go and visit Imam Hussain. And Imam Hussein's Haram knows that that's my aim. They've given me the residency of Iraq. So whenever I feel like going, I can go anytime to look after these orphans. And I like to take the zawars of Imam Hussain. Imam Hussain is my life. Without Imam Hussain, I cannot survive.